All right. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the second prayer summit for the Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Beaches. And my name is Agnes Hill. I sometimes go by Aggie. And I have been a practitioner for over 10 years. And I am trained and licensed to give spiritual mind treatments, which are affirmative prayers for others. And that's what we're going to be talking about this tonight. What are affirmative prayers and how it has helped me and impacted my life and really changed my life. So I'm not a therapist, I'm not a coach, I don't give advice. But I do know that all healing is done in mind and in consciousness. And it's not done by willpower, but by knowing the truth. And the truth is that we are already whole and complete, no matter what the conditions may appear. So I'm going to go into that a little bit. So the practitioner, which is myself, and the person I'm treating are both connected to the mind of God. There is no separation. It is only oneness. And the more we are aware of this unity, the more we live a life of peace, of joy, and of love. And that's how I have felt in studying this and using these treatments. So how did I learn about this? Well, over 10 years ago, I think it's probably closer to 15, I joined a center in Long Island, in Hicksville, and I was introduced to the book, This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. And that's where I learned about who I am. I didn't really know who I was, really, and learned the affirmative prayer, the teaching of affirmative prayer. And it just helped me see my life differently and see other people's lives differently. Rather than focusing on the problem and the condition, we focus on what we want to see, what our desire is. So very simply, and most of you here know these steps, there might be somebody new. There's just 5 steps to this. And we know the first one is we know that all there is God. There is nothing else. There's just that oneness in the universe. And that I know for myself and for everyone that I am treating, that I am one with God in spirit, in mind, and in body. So this will all be very important when we give our spiritual mind treatment. So I know that the good that I seek is already there in the mind of God. I'm not creating it, I'm not asking. There is no pleading, there's just allowing. We use the word even revealing rather than healing. So I know that I'm one with this mind of God, and the gift has already been given to me. And the marvelous thing about this is there is this wonderful creative law that responds to us. We didn't create this law. We don't have to do anything to deserve it. We just have to use it and allow it to be present in our lives, to operate. So then after that, I just give thanks and release it and say, and so it is. So how has this impacted my life? Well, I gave much thought to this week and the week before, and it absolutely has made me more adventurous, more daring to try new things. I was always one of those kids that everything had to be done perfectly, and if I didn't think I was going to be really good at it, I wouldn't try it. Well, I don't do that anymore. I just go out there and I try it. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's better, and sometimes it's okay, but that's good. I'm experiencing. But it's just allowed me to be more peaceful, to be more calm, and to be more confident. And I think that's the word that really operates in my life now, that confidence, because I know I'm one with this mind of God. So God doesn't make mistakes, so I can't make a mistake. I just open myself up to that. And here we go with the screen. Okay, so, and one of the important things for me, and I'm still working on it, is I'm less judgmental. I'm really trying to see people differently, and I'm more forgiving of myself. And I've made some big mistakes when I was younger, that's for sure, and forgiving of others. And that has been an enormous release. That has just, and I still use it. Obviously, this is not something that happens, boom, overnight. It's a process. You just keep evolving and evolving and growing and growing. And that's why I'm still with this teaching, I love it. I take the classes with Judith and Bob, and it's just because it gives me joy. And and the other part of it, I feel more abundant, really. I can give freely. I'm not worrying about lack and limitation of money and this and that. I just feel I live in this beautiful universe of spirit, and there's no reason to think of lack and limitation. So there is, and when fear comes up, and this is an important part of this process too, and I experience it, we all do. I just let it move through me with kindness, with gentleness, and with love, rather than just clenching my fist and being so frightened by the fear, just being immobilized. And what it has done for me, as I said, I'm more confident, I'm more adventurous. So I've taken part in some things that if you had told me 20 years ago I'd be doing, I'd say, no, I don't think so. I do some acting, I do painting, and I do political activism. And I enjoy all of that. And I'm always looking for new things because I know I'm okay. Spirit has my back. I'm not going to be hurt by anything. I'm not going to be criticized. I'm going to enjoy. And when difficult situations come up, and of course we all have them in our lives, whatever, health issues, family issues, I just go to treatment. That's where it's my go-to. And one of my ministers, I remember she said to me, it was just a cute statement, you're allowed to get down in the dumps, just don't stay there and redecorate. So we're all going to feel negative, we're all going to get scared, but now we have something to use to get us out of it. And that's what I do with my dear friends. Some of them are here, Barbara, Joe, Janice, we support each other, and of course our ministers. So, but there are times, and this is what we're going to offer tonight, when we do get into, we're practitioners, so we can give ourselves treatments, we know the steps and all that, but sometimes we can't do that. We're too overwhelmed by the situation. Usually it's a medical situation. It doesn't have to be, but that's been the case with me. So what I do is I turn to a practitioner, a friend of mine, and we treat. She treats for me for that situation because I really am too emotionally engaged in it. So that's what we're saying tonight. As you meet us over the next few weeks, there's a number of us at the center that you can call us. We're on the website, and you can request this spiritual mind treatment, or what we call affirmative prayer. Because again, we're not asking God, we're allowing. So I just find, especially as I get older, there's a lot of stresses in life, you change day by day. And even when I get in the car now, because I used to love to drive, but I don't like driving anymore on these roads. But I do a treatment for that. It's a quickie, but I do one because I'm to feel safe and to feel that I'm going to get to my destination, in the right way. When I'm learning something new, I go to treatment because that's when a little of your insecurities come up. Oh, can I really do this? Do I really have the time? Will it work out? All that negative self-talk that we're so used to. So now I can go to treatment and say, no, I have it. I have everything I need. And I wouldn't be led to this unless I could do it. So it really gives you such confidence and such peace in yourself. So, and especially when I'm listening, somebody dropped something by today, and then she told me, she's got the serious condition with her eye, so I said I would be glad to treat for her, so years ago we'd say, and maybe maybe I said it glibly, maybe not everyone, oh, I'll say a prayer for you. And maybe we did, in a nice way, sweet. But now we really can do it. We really have something here that can really change things, as long as the person is willing to be open to it. And the idea, it's interesting because I'm like on a fixed income. I don't increase my income, but, it's whatever I get month. And yet I feel as the years go by, I feel I don't think of lack of limitation. I feel like saying, where's this money coming from? I don't know, it just because I've let that go. And that again is for treatment. That's again going to the principles of this wonderful teaching. So I feel I'm safer now. I live in this, the spirit gives and gives freely. So that fear has really left me. And all the good I seek, is already mine. I know that I'm already one with God. So what could really happen to me? And so the sense of adventure, the sense of not being judgmental. And when I treat for another person, because people may not understand it, there is just this one mind. So I am working with the mind of God. I'm not just working with my mind, I'm working with, through, and by the mind of God. And when I treat for health, I know there is this pattern of perfection that is already there. So what I'd like to do is now Sandy's not here, right? Mom?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yay. All right, we didn't see you. God, good. So do you want me to stop here and you can talk, or do you want me to continue with the treatment, Sandy? Whatever you
Now
want.
let me introduce myself and
Right, and
say
then
how
we'll
I
go
came
back.
to it,
Right.
and then I'll hand it back to you.
That's what we kind of had decided. Good.
right.
All
So
right, it's all yours, honey.
my story is a little bit different from Aggie's. I was my mother was a metaphysician when people didn't even know what that word meant, and we followed spirit. I was raised in a metaphysical religion called Christian Science, and I was taught from the very beginning that I was God's perfect child. And one would think, oh, that's a great way to be raised. You don't have any kind of hangups. Well, unfortunately, the same perfect child that cut the drapes and cut her pants, and I must have had a thing with scissors because I really did a good job with them. And so I got the idea that I was God's mistake. And so it took me quite a few years until some very serious things happened in my life, and I was lovingly taken to what we called at that point a science of mind church, religious science of mind. And I learned,
Sandra,
yeah,
you're looking a little too spiritual the way that background is coming through you.
well, wait just a minute, Jude, because what I was going to do was explain then how what happens is you find yourself in these situations, and then you find yourself taken to a church, or you find this teaching, and the next thing you know, you are attending classes, and the next thing you know, your life begins to improve dramatically. And so that's how I came to it, through some very unfortunate things in my life. But then what happened was it all began to straighten out. And then I did find that I am connected to everything that is, all the good that is, and so is everyone else. And the minute we begin to look for that and go toward that, our lives begin to reflect it. And so I always encourage calling practitioners for spiritual mind treatment, attending services wherever you can find them, reading books when you can find them, and you will be surprised at how your life improves on a daily basis. And there will always be things that what I call bumps in the night. But then when those things happen, the next thing you know, you have someplace to take those cares and those concerns. And when you either learn to do it for yourself, or call a practitioner, or call a minister, or attend a service or class, these problems just kind of float away. There will always be a process. It doesn't always mean that the first treatment that's done, it's automatically gone, but it's automatically healing. The process begins. And when that process begins, you can see increments of it happening. And that's my message. If you and I have these little things that I say, you can't lose with the stuff we use. It's open and accessible to everybody every minute of the day, night, anytime. Life reflects it because we are made from the God stuff, made by the God stuff, and live in the God stuff. So, like Agnes says, there's no reason to be afraid. When you have concerns, you automatically go toward this knowing and this revealing, not healing, but revealing. And things just, the word magical just comes to mind, but it's not magical. It's the way it works. And in the textbook, there's a whole chapter given to the way it works. So I believe that everybody is equal to knowing this. It is not difficult. It's really quite easy. It does take some effort. It does take attention. If you pay attention, if you notice things are not the way you want them, feel free to call a practitioner. We're all listed. I don't know anything that is not made better or healed, if that's the word you want to use, by using treatment.
Absolutely.
I guess that's about it for me, Aggie.
Yeah, well, I absolutely agree with that. And, I think I've shared this with some of my friends, I can't imagine my life now without this. I don't know if people get through it. It's just so comforting and so powerful at the same time. But the thing is, and that's something I work on all the time, we have to use it. Sometimes we get caught up in things and, but that's why it's good to have somebody, a friend that can help you when you forget some of these truths temporarily. But it really can, and so many people are struggling with things, and here's something that can help them. It really does have a profound effect on our lives, And I like what you said also about, you may not see it immediately, but the healing is taking place. As soon as we give the treatment, the healing is taking place. And I was just sharing a story about something that I'm having done on my knees. It's a whole long procedure, but I'm having it, and the knees don't feel any different, but the healing is working. The medical person said it's already working, but it will take time for it to really, you will feel. And that's what I feel with this. Now, sometimes with these treatments, they can be instantaneous. You do a treatment and it works. Things change immediately. But usually it's over time because we're changing our consciousness. Remember, we're not changing God. We're not changing spirit. We're changing ourselves. And there's a lot of stuff in there that has to be rebooted, start over. And like you said, also, I came through some traumas in my early years, and I started with unity, and then I went to religious science, and it totally changed. It totally changed my life. And that's not being dramatic. It really did. Even from the beginning, I was like in awe of it. I couldn't get enough. And that's why I became a practitioner, because I just wanted to learn more. Really, it wasn't even, I just kept taking classes because I loved it. So, we're trying to share this with more people and to show them how it can impact their lives and make their lives better. That's all it is. It's just making your life better. Go ahead.
And also in your daily life, this is part of what, once you become aware of treatment, your daily life begins to reflect treatment.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always, it's that when difficulties happen, we do treatment, absolutely. But you will find that in between everything, your whole life is more comfortable living.
Right.
At least that's what it has been for me. On a daily basis, even between the things that happen, I find that I am happier, healthier, certainly wealthier, and more joyful.
Right.
Personal relationships, they wax and wane, but I seem to be able to weather them and kind of, to the best of my ability, use the treatment and then go on with my life.
and you said something that just clicked in me too. When you do treatments, any kind, whatever you're doing, whatever the treatment is used for, it helps you make better decisions, even if you're not treating for that other thing. It really does, because it centers you, it calms you. You know you're not alone with this problem or this challenge. So you're then use your intuition, which is the mind of God. So you're led to better decisions. So it really takes away a lot of that self-doubt, and the other word too is, and I think some of my friends and I talk about this also, all those self-limiting beliefs we grew up with, like you, that we were not good enough, that we were, and some of us came from that, old time religion where we were sinners. We were born in sin, and we really better straighten up and fly right,
And
or there's big trouble.
my point to what I said is you can catch it no matter where you begin,
Right,
that you weren't good enough.
right,
You get involved in treatment and knowing better, then you know you are good.
exactly.
It's not
And
good enough, you're good.
exactly. You're more than enough. We say we're more than enough.
More than
And,
enough.
and that's a beautiful thing. And that's something that has to be reinforced, I think, in many of us. It's not something that we totally accept right off, because there was so much of that negative programming done when we were younger. But this takes it away. This erases it. This elevates us, really elevates us. It makes us, at a higher level. So it's, as they say, it's a win-win. There's nothing here that can hurt. It just takes a little time and not much effort. And we are, as for people who are on the call tonight, we are available to, and we love to do it. And that's the other thing. Practitioners love to practice, give treatments, because when we give a treatment, obviously we're helping someone else, but we're helping ourselves. And whenever I give a treatment, I feel wonderful. It feels so good. So that's where we're at. So would you like, I'll do a treatment, and then I'll hand it back to you, Sandy, and you could do one. So I just had one and then, again, anybody wants one, please give us a call. Okay, so I thought, what could a treatment for health and prosperity, and we all want greater health and greater prosperity and, all that good stuff. So what we usually do is we usually just relax a little, we breathe, we get ourselves centered, and we just let the cares and any distractions, just put them to the side now. So we know that there is this one power, this one immense, beautiful presence, this one energy in the universe, this one, some we call divine intelligence, and this is spirit God. And this spirit, this substance, this energy, this source created everyone as itself. And we know this substance, this creative energy, we'll call it spirit for now, must by its nature be perfect, be whole and complete. So knowing that we were created from this source, so we have the same attributes, the same characteristics. We are already whole, we are already perfect and complete. And so we know that we are created in the image and likeness of God. So everything in our bodies are now working beautifully. There is no disease, there is only ease. There is a divine pattern of perfection in each one of us. And so anything that would allow that not to show up is now released and let go. So we sense and we realize and we recognize and we remember that the divine pattern of perfection is present in us. So all organs, all parts of our body are functioning as they were made, whole and perfect. So we are strong, we are healthy, we are vital. We are up to whatever we have to do in this life right now. We're up to the task. Everything, and we let go of the fear of aging and slowing down, that we have more energy, more strength, and more stamina. Whatever we need is present for us now, because there can be nothing else, because I am as I give this treatment, one with the mind of God. I am one with the intelligence of God. So this divine intelligence is what created my body. And because it was made from God, it has to function perfectly. So I feel that. I feel that energy. I feel that strength. I feel that vitality. I feel that perfect health showing up in my life in many ways. And I claim it. I let go of any ideas that I must be suffer or I must be decrepit in some way. I release that. No, that is not the truth. That is not the truth of spirit. Spirit does not see that, know that, or claim it. So I do not see it, know it, or claim it. So I know the truth about myself. I know that this law, and I know the truth about everyone else on this call and anyone else that wants to benefit from this, the truth about them. And I know that this is already done because Spirit has given us this magnificent creative law and says it's for you to use, my beloved. So when we use the law always says yes. So whatever we put into this affirmative prayer, this spiritual wine treatment is already complete. It is already done. So with a loving and grateful and peaceful heart, I release this into the universe, knowing that it is complete, knowing it is done, and I say, and so it is.
I will
Okay.
begin again. I decided that I would take the peaceful, organized universe into treatment. So I will go. There is one power in the universe for good. It is equally present everywhere, every moment, eternal, always available to everyone equally at every moment. And I know if this is true about me, this is true about everyone, even if we don't know them and they don't know us. For good is everywhere present, through us, through them. And I know that I am one with this power. And I open to the consciousness of everyone to know that this is them too. And that we love to live in peace and harmony and joy. So for a moment, let us think right from our homes that we are one with all the good that is. And those around us are one with all the good that is. And we join in the intelligence, the beauty, the love, the knowing that everything is harmonious in this universe. And we take this knowing and extend it out into our cities. If it is true in our homes, it is true out where we're close to. And yet this is true in our counties and our states. So allow this peace, love, joy, and harmony to demonstrate in our states, and then take it out even further. That the peace, love, joy, and harmony expands exponentially and is available for everyone. And we allow it to demonstrate and accept that this is possible. And we allow it to be now. For this is the place where it's going to be. And then yet again, let's take it out into the universe. For this power, this great power, is so big and so amazing that it goes out and keeps expanding. For this is the law of the universe. There is no spot where it is not. And it begins with us knowing and accepting and allowing in our consciousness to go all the way out through the universe. And this power always says yes. Yes and yes. So we allow the peace, love, joy, and harmony to be known by every single consciousness. We know that this is so. And we are grateful beyond measure that this is possible. And I let it be so now. And together we say, and so it is.
So it is. Very nice.
Are there any questions that anyone would like to ask or a treatment that you would like? You can feel free to contact us privately if you would like, or general questions tonight.
I'm going to step in and add, you have both shared that they can contact you anytime, but you haven't told them where or how. And so it's on our website, cslpalmbeaches.org. And there's a little banner on the top that says spiritual coaching. And on that page, all of the practitioners, pictures and contact information is there. That's how you may do it. So then I will mute myself again and see if anyone has any questions.
I'd like to say, hey, Aggie, we have not met before. Pamela Gray. I really enjoyed your background and your experience being a practitioner and your experience in using spiritual mind treatment. So that was wonderful to hear firsthand your personal story. And Sandra, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed getting to know you as well as a fellow practitioner, and also to enjoy the contributions you've made during the Sunday service as well. So this is great to hear both of you, and also to meet Aggie for the first time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, if
I
no
have
one
a
else,
quick question.
all right, go ahead. Yes, hi.
Hello. Would you ever do treatment for somebody that you just assess needs it, or do they have to request it?
Well, I was always taught they have to request it, that we don't really, because then it's kind of interfering in their life, and so I don't do it for, like, if you say, well, my whatever relative or friend needs help with this, they really have to come to one of us and ask for it, because they're not really open to it. So the person receiving the treatment, when we could say a general prayer just for their well-being, but the person receiving it really has to want it and be open to it and allow it. So we don't use it in that way. But if anybody else wants to comment on that, I mean, that's the way I was taught, that we just do it. The person that wants it must ask us for it. We don't do it for someone else who may need it, but is not asking for it. So
I agree with you, Aggie. One of the things, we can't help ourselves sometimes. If you pass an accident or something, you want to do something. And I just have a habit of just saying highest and best,
Right.
experience their highest and best. I'm not being specific about anything, but it's just, that can't hurt anything.
Yeah,
That can't interfere with
Well,
my.
that's why I said a general prayer, like,
Yeah.
I just say sending love, lots of love.
right.
And the way I was taught, in the same vein, If God is peace, they are peace. If God is love, they are love.
Right, right.
Because we are made from it, by it, and with it. So we're not interfering in the way they express life, but we are opening a channel to lift them higher if that's their desire.
And also what I, in my experience, we don't always know what that person needs, till they come to
Exactly.
us. So you may go through a relative or a friend, but they may not know that's really what's good for you. So it really is interfering in a way, as we said, we can say it, send them love and peace, but they have to come to us, and ask for it. And that's just the way it is, Anyone else? Right, well, this was I enjoyed this. I hope I was helpful. I hope I came across and clearly. That was my aim. And if anyone would like to speak to any of the practitioners, thank you, Joe, for the heart. Who's there? Know where we are, where you can find us, and we all love to do treatments, and we really do get so much out of it. So I would love to do a treatment for anyone, or if you know someone else that would like one, they can call one of us, and we'd be very joyful and happy to do it for them. So I think that's yes.
I just want to add, seeing all of you here and hearing you and Sandra makes my heart happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes us happy too.
I just wish we could see everybody who's here. I didn't know that Guru Nam was present. I don't know how in the world we could see.
Do you know how many people are on? Can you tell?
About 700.
Yeah. I thought it was 7,000.
It could be. It could well be. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the 9 that it says at the bottom.
What bottom? Let me end this recording here. Thank you all.